on the road again. I can't wait to get on that road again. What's going on, people? This is Crazy D. This is the film review on the road.
Like, if I don't like you, I can't work with you. So you can't put your game face on, but at the same time, you'll wake up in the morning to go to a job to work for somebody you say you don't like. But me and this guy, if we work together, we can make $1 million. They saying I gotta like him, ain't saying, but if we can make this $1 million, at least you should. I mean, I would always think and say in my mind, like, let me work with this person, make this $1 million, and then we can go our separate ways. But this is like, I ain't about to work with, and we would wear that like it's a badge of honor. And it's cool, I guess, in certain degrees. But when I go to a city where I see them, okay, so y'all passing us up because y'all getting around that. And then you might even have a group where the dudes don't even get along, but when they make a song, you see them do a video, they like this. But then you hear, man, they don't even sit with each other when they at the club. You be like, damn, for real? But you see them in a song, they like this. Why? Because it's a job.
You know, it's so true that you say that, because I was watching an interview on either Sway or Breakfast Club, and one of the artists was talking about how they saw how why New York went down was because of the fact that they had so much inner squabbling between crews or just between individuals that they wouldn't work together. And they said in Atlanta that we will never do that.
Yeah.
We will work, and plus they said, because they called us country, we're gonna hold on to this motherfucker for a very long time.
Well, and I'm gonna give you a brief, quick synopsis on how Atlanta passed up everybody. It's real simple. In 1979 and 80, with the Atlanta child murders, people came together so that they could keep their kids from getting snatched. So this is how kids started to know each other and started to look out for each other and started to watch over each other, and parents started to look over each other and watch over each other's kids, and that terror that was reigned on Atlanta for them couple of years made them become what they are, what they became in today, which you start to see the fruits of it in the 90s with the Outkast and the TLC. All of that come from what was going on with the Atlanta child.
He's vibing on something, and you have to listen, because that is true. I had never thought of that, but situations through generations, through years, bring about what's happening in later years.
Absolutely.
So that is true. That is absolutely true.
To me, one of the greatest quotes that will never become great to you unless it's purposed by God. I don't care how, no matter, it's poignant, but unless it's purposed by God, this quote will never have the effect on you that it should. And that quote is from Frederick Douglass. It was God as a man, Frederick Douglass. He said, where there is no struggle, there is no progress. So from that struggle, they progressed. And that goes on every front. You know what I'm saying? Because in the reality, this thing is all spiritual, but it comes down and it manifests itself physically. But we see the physical manifestations, but everything is deeper than what it really appears to be.
Wait a minute, now he's getting spiritual. Listen, DJ Centipede told me this. He said that during the time, because I would go around coming in, because I listened to club style. Mm-hmm. So of course I revered those DJs. Mm-hmm. So I would go around them and I would be like, saying, yeah, I'm Crazy D, boom, 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 and being nice. And so he said at one time, he told me back in '94, he said that the way it was in the 80s, late 80s, coming into the 90s is totally different as far as how people want to work together. During that period, it was like, I'm in this crew, and forget you, and boom, boom, and he told me that. And you know, he was the first one because he before he met me, he saw my Lord D DVD. I mean CD, excuse me. And when he first introduced, I said, "You're DJ Centipede, Master Captain Mixers," and he was like, "Lord D," and I was like, he called me by my second moniker instead of saying it, because other people say, "You ain't Lord D, you're crazy," right? But he was like, so it was so much different. So was that part of what was happening in the time in Cleveland, that time when you were coming through after '87, that it was like people had clicked up at that time and you had to go your own way and then break through cliques?
Yeah, I think that I started feeling like a lot of cats did not respect the culture of hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like as time was progressing, they were getting further and further away from respecting hip-hop. And I had to reflect on my own life, like, here's a guy, Bango, right? Crazy dude in the street. Done wreck havoc. I done read about him in the source acting a fool in New York, right? Me and him done got in an altercation. You know what I'm saying? I was in the wrong if you start talking about even, throwing the first punch with it. I was the one in the wrong. It wasn't even him, but it was, you know what I'm saying, just how passionate we was at the time. Bango walked up to me in Randall Park Mall. I know it's about to be on. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get prepared. He walked up to me and say, "Hey man, I like that record you made." That was hip hop. You feel me? That's what I seen we was getting away from in Cleveland. We were taking things personal we shouldn't take personal, which was killing the movement and killing the business. You know what I'm saying? There's certain stuff that you just can't take personal if you want to keep and be progressive. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I seen these things and I just was blessed to be around the right people like Moochie, who used to be my hype man. And he would tell you he was my hype man. And he let me name the group 71 North. You know what I'm saying? And he went about to do that, and he's still doing his thing to this day.
71 North plays
line dance music, and they play in Las Vegas.
No, they play in Las Vegas.
Do they? Yeah.
No, I'm saying at parties. They play
Oh yes, I know. Yeah. And what I learned is that it's just a lot of us were we were swallowed up by the illusion. We were swallowed by the illusion, and we missed out on furthering the culture because we got swallowed up by the illusion. And so everything I was doing was trying to break down the illusion so that you could at least look and see, like, okay, now if you still want to be silly after this, cool, but at least you're going to see it. I'm going to show you this is how the magic trick is done. And that was that's what I was always trying to do, trying to show how do they do the magic trick. Because all of it is, they call the music industry the magic trick. It's a machine. It's a system, and if you do the system right, you can always pretty much, you might get a hit or miss here, but probably every 3 or 4, you're gonna get breakthrough, and it's just a machine. It's not really superpowers like they make you think. It's not like you really have put a cape on and you can really actually fly. You can stop bullets and you can catch women falling out of windows. It's not really superpowers. It might feel like superpowers, but if you don't stay grounded mentally, it will get you killed. You understand what I'm saying? It will have you homeless because it's an illusion. It's not real. And that's the thing that I think that, if you look up the definition of delusional, I like to think I'm one of the few people, if you kind of think about me sometimes, you might be like, this guy here doesn't seem to be delusional. You mean, and like, I'm not so consumed with myself that you can just tell me all of these bad things about me, but I can't hear them because I'm just so consumed with myself. That's, to me, it's like what delusional is. You know, it's like somebody standing there and they got a booger hanging out their nose, and you like, you know, you got a booger out. Man, I ain't got no booger in my nose. My nose is clear. You look at it, delusional. And to me, when you buy into the illusion and you start to believe it and it consumes you, then now you're delusional. That's kind of what happened to Cleveland over the years. In the 80s, we had a little more pride for ourselves. We were step dancing and, you know, dancing and popping and locking and ticking, and we had crews and breakers, and we had, we had DJ crews, Black Frost crew, MKM, Master Kappa Mixers, Johnny O crew. I mean, you had a lot of different crews. I can't remember all their names right now, but that started to dissipate because we were getting more caught up in the illusion of the marketing that was coming from out of town, and we weren't keeping our culture. And people started to become delusional. You could almost hear people when they talk, and you just knew they were lying, or you knew that they was somewhere in a cloud, and you could easily bring them down just by saying like, so when are y'all really going to go to the studio? And you done brought them down already.
When you gonna get that deal?
Or when you're gonna get that deal, or stuff like that.
So the delusion. So you go to
Atlanta
91,
and I see the illusion, and I see the illusion in play. Mm-hmm. And what happened was, I was like, is this all? Man, let me go back to Cleveland and tell them what I learned. I'm not staying in Atlanta. I'm figuring that's all y'all doing. Boom, y'all out here. Y'all out here putting out flyers. Like they were putting out flyers, stuff that I really, like, wait a minute. Let me get back to Cleveland and tell them, man, this is what they're doing, They would take the flyers and put them together in threes and put them on top of the table in the bars, and you be in the bar, you know what I'm saying? They were buying the billboards. I remember meeting the dude who wound up was a part of Jeezy's crew way back then. He was Hard Boys. I think that was a group he had. He got me in the car and his Benz showing him off for me because he heard me freestyle up in the West End. And he's like, "Come on with me, man. We gonna sign you." So I get in the car with him, man. He riding down the highway like, "You see our billboard? They got the Hard Boy billboard. This is independent." Ain't no like what? He showed me the Hard Boy billboard. We pull up to his little office. Now I don't think nobody was there. It might have been a girl there. Like he was like, "Yeah, this is my office." So okay, yeah. Oh. So he like, "Yeah, this is my office." I'm like, "Okay, rented a building and called it your office." I think, but what had got me was the music wasn't really that good. So, but I seen what he was doing. He was, he was going all the way with it. So when I came back to Cleveland, I started to recognize that what they were doing in Cleveland was people were claiming titles and they weren't really doing the job.
They weren't doing the work.
That's when I knew that it was, okay, this is what the problem is. So the first thing that everybody was doing was manager. So for the first 3 years of the 90s, everybody was going around like, I'm a manager, I'm a manager, I'm a manager. And I don't know what movie or video or whatever it was they was watching, then it switched. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, I'm a producer, I'm a producer. Everybody started becoming a producer. That was, the other 3 years in Cleveland. Then the next 3 years was, I'm an executive producer, and I'm an executive producer. And I was like, why does these cats keep claiming titles, and they keep elevating in the titles that they claiming, but if you ask them, what does the manager do? They never know. If I ask you, what does the producer do? I don't even think they know to say he produces. They say they never know. You ask them, what does the executive producer do? I don't think they know the executive producer was the one who put up all the dough. But this was back in the 90s, and I was like, so I just noticed that people were just claiming titles, but they wasn't really doing the work. So that's what we would do. But that's delusional. That's delusional. And then, if you want to argue about something, and you don't know what the heck you're supposed to be doing, or you get mad if somebody asks you what you're supposed to do, oh, okay. So this is what we were dealing with. And I just felt like we were just getting away from the culture, because originally I had to go back in my mind. What motivated me the whole time? TLC, freestyle, rap off his head. That's who I seen freestyle first. John F. Kennedy, 83. In the hallway, summer school, on the step stairwell, rapping about everything. So that's culture. That was culture. That had nothing to do with illusion or record sales or money or any of that. That was just watching a talented person just do his thing. You know what I'm saying? And really finding out about skills, because that wasn't just talented. It wasn't like you just wake up one morning and you can freestyle. I had to find out you had to practice to get that really sharp like that. So it was like, oh, okay, you know. And then I came out with a GMS magazine. That's when I really started messing with Crazy D. When I came out with a GMS magazine, which came from,
oh, I know. See, what was happening was, what was happening was we were naturally moving, and it was a natural progression, like the rotation of the world. And
right.
You came in like Trump and said, and then she came in and said, "Can I have a seat?" And then so it was but we were naturally moving, and I was with it.
I'm with you, but I'm back with you. I'm sorry.
You know,
I'll let you do
so
your job.
the door was gonna come sooner or later. We was gonna be standing at the door, and then I was gonna see how good y'all were to keep yourselves out the shot.
Yes.
When we got to the reflection of the dark glass.
Yes, it's perfect.
so yeah, so that's what happened. You know, it was, this is the DNA level C that I was talking about. It was like, man, these cats is doing everything backwards. And then what really took me to the next level, because I was putting songs out on my own after 95. But I signed with this dude, he would remain nameless, to a little label. I thought he was gonna run and do right. And for 2 years, because I only signed for 2 years. For 2 years, he was not pushing the music. He was just telling me that if I put some music out, he gonna take me to court because he got me signed. So for 2 years, from like from 96 to 98, I just was dropping songs and putting them on the radio and would never put them on the sale. I dissed Cannabis. Everybody loved it. They wish I would have sold it, but I didn't. And then I had Cavassier way before Busta Rhymes and Puffy, you know what I'm saying? I had that out there. They loved it, but I didn't sell it. I just was waiting till these 2 years was up.
But at the same time, this is the time when New York was coming through the city.
Yeah, exactly.
And they can hear the
and
names.
they can hear it. Yeah, absolutely. And then I would say, okay, so what? Since I couldn't put the music out in my mind, I couldn't put the music out because I had this monkey on my back. Yeah, I started the GMS. Me and Al Porter started GMS magazine. We started taking pictures. We started going around, and we just had an idea that we wanted to talk to the city in a way they had never been talked to. And I never seen a magazine for sale in Cleveland. I don't think I've seen a magazine for sale in Cleveland since we had that. But my thing was, we ain't giving away this magazine. We gonna sell it. And we started at $1, and it kept going up. And I think it was like when we stopped, we was at about $2, but they was getting it all day. We would, you know, it took a lot of issues, but eventually you go in the store, they'd be sold out. I was telling folks, we don't give our magazine away, we sell it. So we would put stuff in there, like we would have stuff like, real creative, like Tupac, talking to Tupac from the dead. So we had like the interview where we said that we got a seance woman, she got a telephone, and she gonna call up Pac, and we gonna talk to Pac. And we was, you know, and then we putting the words there, woo, 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 and we asking Pac, like, you know, we reading them, asking how this went down, and at the end, we like, Pac, who killed you, man? And then that we was like, to be continued in the next episode of GMS. We was killing them. But this
came later.
We didn't do the second with that. We did Big next. We did Big next, and we tied Big in with what happened.
Later, old guy, LA, California, he did the record where he talked to Pac.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So we done talked to Big, we talked to Big on the phone, you know, seance, we talked to Pac on the phone, and we would have it on the front, talk to Big from the dead, talk to Pac from the dead, stuff like that, interview with a crackhead. And this is what I like with this dude. When I first wanted to do the interview with a crackhead, I got Big Moochie to dress up like a crackhead, boom, took a picture, we put him on there, right? I wrote the story out in my head how I felt it would be. Took it to him, didn't tell him I wrote it. I said, hey man, it's our story of interview with the crackhead. He read it, he say, I don't know, Suave, this sounds like something you wrote. That's what he said, right? So I was like, I gotta go get a real crackhead. So I'm over there in Cleveland kicking it. I see a dude I went to school with back at West Tech who used to be cracking jokes all the time, dressed nice. He was now bummy. He was messed up. I said, man, can I interview you for a magazine? He said, sure. So I was like, cool. I'm interviewing him for that magazine. And this is all I never forget. This would taught me a lot because I ain't know nothing about no crack. So I'm interviewing him. I said, I can't remember his name right now. I said, so how did you wind up starting on crack? He said, well, let me tell you, man, it was this chick. She was fly, man. She was in the other room, blazing. And I come around there, I said, what's she doing? And she was like, shh, what, it's the hitter, this, and that. He said, Suave, man, I've been on it ever since. So that's when I opened, that taught me, that felt like interviewing him, I was like, oh, so a lot of people, I'm gonna say a lot of you dudes have probably started because a girl who was on it, and you was like, shoot, she having fun, I wanna have fun too, and now y'all both on crack. I was like, wow, I didn't know, but I brought the interview back to him. Hey man, here's the interview for the crackhead. He read it, he said, that's why I can't tell if you wrote this one or not. And I was like, cool, that because this is the real thing. We came out with that one, we kill him in the street, people reading it, interview with a crackhead, man, we couldn't keep it up. But this is the understanding of the marketing that I learned being in Atlanta, and I was supplying it. And as much as the stuff worked and I sold it, in 1999, I was placed in a group called the Ill Style Rockers out of Akron, which is break dancers. They seen me at Cleveland State when they had brought in the legends from New York, all the Grandmaster Flat, all the people, Cool Herc, all them had came in. I went there. I was like an outsider to what was going on at Cleveland State. I go there, Johnny O and Silver B and all these guys are on stage talking about the history of Cleveland. But as they're telling it, everybody's looking kind of restless. And I'm sitting down in the crowd like, dang, telling it like it should be told. Silver B was like, Suave, you need to come up on stage. So I come up on stage.
Silver B is
when I got
good.
up on stage.
No, let me say this.
Oh my God.
Silver B is good about including people who he knows should be there. Should be up on stage. He's good at that.
Yeah. So when he called me on stage and I started talking about Cleveland history, the crowd just was, yeah, that's right. Scrumpty Dump. Yeah, yeah. Randall Park Mall. Yeah, yeah. So everybody was getting pumped up because I was telling it in a way that was reaching everybody. Ill Style Rockers was impressed. They ain't even from Cleveland. They was impressed. They come up to me and said, hey, we want you to come to a battle. Not a battle, excuse me. They said, we want you to come rap in Akron for New Year's Eve. So I'm thinking I'm just going to go up there, bust a rap, come home. I go up to Akron. This is 1999. I had just went to New York because somebody, D. Loran, called me up to tell me they was filming a movie called Freestyle in New York. I said, what? Freestyle without me? So I went down to the Greyhound station with $65 to get me there. I had no money to get back. I called my man Storm on the phone, who had been on the Apollo before and had won doing poetry. So I know he knew New York. I said, yo, Storm, they filmed a movie called Freestyle. You drive me down to New York? He said, man, I don't know, man, I got this going, I got that going, so I don't know. So I said, man, don't worry about it, because if I want to go to New York, I got to leave at 7:30 in the morning. I got to catch the Greyhound at 7:30 just to be there at 6 or 7 in the evening. So I got to leave. I said, Storm, don't worry about it. So I go downtown, and I said to my mind, I ain't never been to New York. I can't go to New York dressed good, because I might get robbed. So I put on bummy clothes. All I got is my headphones. I bought 2 CDs that week. I had Sade, Cheers the Day album, and I had the Rockefeller, the one that had the one he was on there like that. It's the white one. It's a picture. He had Benny Siegel. That one, the one that had that Crip Walk beat on it. Right. So I got them 2. That's all I'm riding, playing back and forth while I'm riding down to New York. So I ain't got no money to get home. I'm heading to Fat Beats. I get down to New York, buy me a cigar, walking down the street. I get the ticket. I make it to. That's when I learned that's what I learned the difference between New York and Cleveland. I learned that New York people will mean mug you and help you. Wow. People, if anybody in Cleveland mean mugs you, they're not going. I'm not going to say, my wife will let you know. I'm not going to say everybody in Cleveland mean mug you, but I'm going to let you know this: if somebody in Cleveland mean mugs you, you're not going to get no help from them. So let me help you with that. How about that one?
Oh, okay.
But in New York, I seen that they mean mug you too, but after they see that you ain't no threat, they'll help you and still mean mug you while they help you. So I was like, oh, this is different. So I go get my ticket, go to Fat Beats to get to the freestyle movie, and I go to they say, everybody must have ID or you're not getting in here. Tell me I ain't go to New York and had left my ID. I left my ID in Cleveland. Didn't even bring it. I came all the way to New York without my ID. So I said, dude, I'm from Cleveland. So you can put an X on my face. I gotta get in there. Double XL is in there. They filming this movie called Freestyle. I gotta get in there. So I busted a rap outside so everybody know that I can really freestyle. They let me in. So I'm in there. Place is packed. New York dude gets on stage. He's rapping, doing his freestyle, which we know really ain't no freestyle. Everybody knew it was written. So when he gets off stage, Double XL people get on stage. They say, all right, that was cool. That was all right. But can anybody out there really freestyle? And then I did put my hand up like this, and I had the cosigner who heard me outside like, oh, this dude can freestyle. They was like, yeah, come on up on stage. I come up on stage. I bust about 12 seconds of freestyle. I showed them me rapping about the Double XL sign on the wall and all this stuff. Man, they started yelling so loud, I ain't had to freestyle no more. I was the real mumble rapper. I was they was going crazy. I'm on stage, I ain't even rapping. I'm mumbling. And you know what I'm saying? And when I got off stage, everybody coming to me giving me business cards. You get at me, boom, 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 you can come perform Tuesday. You come back. I'm saying in my mind, I gotta get home. I don't know how the hell to get home. But guess what? I forgot why I'm up on stage rapping. Guess who I see out in the crowd? Storm. Shout out to my man Storm. He done drove all the way to New York. I said, sweet, I got a way home. So when they kept talking about, can you come back Wednesday and perform? You know, I'm the manager for Bone Thugs and Harmony. I had two different guys come to me to show me. One was like, I'm manager for Busy Bone, white dude. Another dude come in, I'm manager for Crazy Bone. They give me both of them. I'm like, they work with the same company. They give me cards. I can't do none of this. I got to get back to Cleveland. So I come back to Cleveland, but I didn't think about the fact that, dude, you didn't sign no release papers. Because when the movie Freestyle come out, I go get it. I said, I know I'm in this movie. I ain't in the movie. That's why I ain't in the movie. Did you sign any release papers? Damn, I ain't stay long enough to sign no release papers. So that's why I went in the movie Freestyle. But my point being is, Ill Style Rockers, after that, they had me come to Akron. They set me up. It was a battle. I thought they just wanted me to rap. So I'm here, man. I ain't battled in years. Man, I'm walking around trying to think of stuff, and I'm writing down verses on my hand. I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm gonna win this battle. I'm up there talking bad about everybody. I'm talking about disrespect. One dude had a kiss tattoo on his face. I was like, who the fuck kissed you on your cheeks? And I was just talking bad about it. One dude had on a FUBU shirt. I was like, you fucking bitch, you fucking underprivileged bitch. I mean, I just was up there. I was going off. And then they said the winner is Suave Goddi. I won. I hadn't won a battle in years. I hadn't had to do that. I'm thinking they're gonna give me some money or something. They ain't give me nothing. So on my way home, I'm like, man, these Ill Style Rockers, some dirty dudes. Dre called me back a few days. Man, I'm sorry, man. We didn't even really know it was gonna be a battle. So I was just happened to turn into that. But we want you to be in the Ill Style Rockers. I said, all right, I'll be in your Ill Style Rockers. From there, I done made great money with these dudes. I done toured, I done did everything with them. Shout out to Forrest, Get 'em Gump, and Dre Live. My point being is this. Forrest gives me a call one day. He said, I got 12 CDs to break down the music business. It's called Doing Music and Nothing Else. He says it comes with a folder and 12 one-hour CDs to break down the music business. I said, okay. Man, when he gave me those CDs, even though the stuff that I had done in the past had been affected, I knew I did not know the music business till I listened to those CDs. He broke it down in everything. Sales cycles, to-do list, your to-do list, the contacts that you gotta keep up with and re-contact with and stuff, and the follow-up, and you know, just how you take the money that you make to reinvest in your product. He was breaking down the game, and it was so simple. I was like, man, I never knew the game. And you gotta understand, I had been effective with the stuff I did in the past, but listening to Peter Nichols, I had to just tell myself, man, I didn't know the game. And so I took that knowledge, and instead of putting music out, which I could have went crazy with, I did what Crazy D asked me, like, about the culture. You know what I did? I went and started spitboxing. And I took that marketing and I used it to create this underground world, which actually was imitating the movie Hip Hop for Life that David Velo Stewart had put me in a year prior. Mm-hmm. And that's where I took the knowledge from Peter Nichols and how he was breaking down the sales cycles of music, and I did it to spitboxing, and it blew up.
And that's where we are now, spitboxing and the GMS DVDs.
Yes, and then the DVDs came in the late 2000s, 2010, 11, and that's what we're getting ready.
18 years on spitboxing.
Yeah, 19, yeah, 18 years. 18 years, yep.
18 years on
Yep,
spitboxing.
2001, yep, so that's what that is. But that's what happened. We took the knowledge that I learned from, shout out Peter Nichols, who I was told is on Facebook somewhere. If y'all can talk to that man, that's the man that he'll tell you what to do. You know, shout out Peter Nichols. That's when I started seeing Master P's whole breakdown when I listened to Peter Nichols. I'm pretty sure that might be who Master P got that game from. Peter Nichols, when I was listening to him, he was saying stuff like this. Instead of putting your ads in 20 different magazines, he said, why don't you just put 20 ads in the same magazine? He was saying stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, that's what Master P did. And he was breaking, and this was, this is the type of stuff that Peter Nichols was breaking down. I was like, I said, I believe P probably had studied this course, and he did it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what Master P was doing, But, so that's where we at, man. That's the full circle.
Coming into 2018.
That's 2019, 2020, 2020. Yeah,
right.
That's how we got here.
So tell them your social media contacts, how they can see and get what you do.
Hood Famous TV, which is your Instagram and Twitter. Hood Famous TV. That's how you can, latch on to some of the stuff that we've already done and some of the stuff that we're going to be doing. If you're on Facebook, you can reach out to me as Emann Kingley, and you can also, get at me there, EMANNKINGLEY, and you can reach out to me there. But that's what we got, man. Or you can also email me, any, advertisements or anything, if you want to connect from there at hoodfamoustv@gmail.com.
All right.
Yeah.
So there you have it. We're going to stop right there because we can continue to keep going. This has been the film review on the road in Cleveland, Ohio. This is Crazy D. I'm sitting here with Suave Goddi, who told us a history of Cleveland where he is intricately involved, right? So I told you that we want to be talking to Suave and that Suave was going to break it down for you. So here it is. So stay tuned. We got more to come from Cleveland, Ohio, the film review on the road. But when they connect on the website, they'll be able to see all, right?
And they can read it on my shirt as you do. Okay.
On the road again. I can't wait to get on that road again. What's going on, people? This is Crazy D. This is the film review